Well, really.
It's hilarious.
It's incredible. A very different sort of humour again, Terry, isn't it?
Yeah, I think all the time we're always trying to do something that's a bit different from what we've done before. It's like in this film, it's kind of more diverse than Life of Brian, which had a storyline. This one sort of goes off in kind of all directions, rather like the old TV shows used to.
That's
Do you find anything obnoxious in humour? Now, is there something, for example, you would say, oh, that's, now, Monty Python to me, I'm one of your greatest fans, it's absolutely hilarious, and I never ever get to the point where you say, oh, that's terrible.
Yeah.
I love it all. Do you get to say, well, we won't put that in?
I get worried sometimes. In Life of Brian, I got worried sometimes.
I always feel, you know, we always go on what makes us laugh, what makes the six of us laugh, you know, and if it makes us laugh, then there's nothing that we can't put into it. But I mean, if it didn't make us laugh, then we wouldn't do it.
Well, some of the critics have hammered you about, as you read in yesterday's papers, haven't you? A few of the critics hammered you. I think the Sunday People gave you a bit of a slagging for something in this here. You know, I didn't.
Well, I'm sure they will. Yes, because it's always treading on the boundaries of taste all the time.
Yeah, but those fellows who actually write up films, they say, "Oh, don't go to this. It was appalling," and so on. So you go, and it's pretty marvellous. You just, you're laughing your head off.
I mean, it's like in the States, we get the most extraordinary reviews. I mean, really sort of raves all the way along the line. But I have a feeling that over here we're going to get slagged off because Python is a bit sort of over the hill.
Well, you expect to a bit, don't you? I mean, you're asking for it a bit, aren't you?
Yes. Please, slag us off, slag us off.
Yeah, it's very
nasty too.
Are there any funny moments actually in the making of a film? For instance, in that sort of scene, I mean...
Well, usually making the stuff is really pretty disciplined because we've only got like 9 weeks to shoot the whole film and you've got to know exactly what you're doing and sort of really get your nose down and do it. And we did have one moment, actually, which was rather strange, when we were up in Glasgow, just outside Glasgow, trying to film the Zulu Wars. And we'd recruited about 150 Zulus from Glasgow, believe it or not.
It's full of Zulus.
And we were just waiting to go, and suddenly we heard there was an uprising back at the costume place, and these 150 Zulus refused to put on the costumes, which they said was sort of belittling. And I think actually it was because it was too cold on the Scottish moors.
Of course.
So we couldn't do it, and we had to get about 100 whites the next day. We blacked up, and we had to shoot it the next day.
Even that's trouble, isn't it?
Oh, it's trouble.
You know, somebody says to me, do you find gags offensive? I tell guys where Catholics, Jews, blacks, whites, I don't give a damn who's in the audience.
Well, you can never tell what people are going to take offence at.
And you can never tell.
The thing that people objected to most was a sketch about the First World War. It's about people going over the top and drawing straws and doing dip, 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 my little ship, see who goes over the top first. And that got most objections to anything we've done. I couldn't have guessed it would.
It's like the gag of... Sorry.
I was just going to say, if you excuse me, Jen, we've got to take a commercial break now.
Oh,
We've got to get our money from somewhere.
Of course we have.